Alright, Schlockmeister fans, another re-review from my previous channel. Night of the Comet, 80s classic. Let's check it out.
Was returning.
Catherine Mary Stewart plays Sam.
Have you ever been hit with dot smell? Milk duds? Those things hurt.
She works at a movie theater. Hey, Valley Girl was playing.
Oh, how are you, sir?
Well, I had it backwards. This is Sam, Kelly Maroney. That's Regina's sister. Regina's Catherine Mary Stewart. There's a comet party tonight.
All telecommunications seem to be out.
The girls don't get along with her stepmom. She's cheating on their dad, and they both know it. So some crazy shit happens when the comet comes by. And the next morning, everybody's gone. All that remains is some red dust in their clothes. Regina and her boyfriend spent the night inside the theater, and the next morning, I guess not everybody's gone. There's a zombie. And that's the end of Regina's boyfriend. She gets attacked by the same zombie, but manages to escape.
Last night after she slugged me, left a note and everything. But I didn't have any place to go, so I spent the night in a lawn storage shed.
So both girls spent the night inside of some steel facility, which protected them from whatever this comet did to everybody else.
Look at this.
And what?
Doris isn't it, Chucks? I'll show you Doris. Here's Doris. This is all that's left of her, this and dust.
The only sign of life appears to be the radio station, so they go down there, but it turns out they're on autopilot.
Well, it's time to reach into the old mailbag here. Got a letter from
Beam me up, Scotty.
Wait.
But then Chakotay from Star Trek Voyager finds them.
And maybe you and I can work something out.
He's
I'm not
Hector.
going anywhere.
You got the wrong idea. You into the line, I'll give it a buy.
Near as they can tell, there are only 3 people left.
Oh, shit.
What's with her?
I think she's going to be sick or something. This is Samantha Belmont, 1/3 owner of the Greater Los Angeles Basin. Speaking.
Think!
Well, the phone rang and they got a call.
Maybe you can scare it out of her.
They heard her on the radio.
They said they were like part of a think tank or research group or something.
Where? Was it in this state?
I forget.
There are some scientists left, including Mary Warnoff and Jeffrey Lewis.
What about the disintegration factor? You just want to let that happen?
Our movie is PG-13, but they do give us a little eye candy from Kelly Maroney. Nice. They get a hold of some guns and decide to practice shooting.
Look, kids, just stay away. We don't want any.
Hector goes home, I think, and has a little problem. The girls go to a store and decide to go shopping. But they're not the only ones there. And a shootout.
All right, here's the deal.
Sam gets captured.
If Bachelorette number 1 isn't out here in half a tick, I'm gonna ice Bachelorette number 2. Miss, you're not getting the point. I can't have you holding one of my people hostage.
You're crazy!
The girls end up getting rescued by the scientists. So they take them back to their lab, and they're supposed to kill her, but she doesn't want to, so she injected her with a sedative to make it look like she was dead.
Is that it?
Gun.
She does, however, kill this guy. Hector shows back up at the radio station and is surprised to find a scientist there instead of the girls.
She was right. You are cute.
Regina gets questioned.
You're a very strong-willed young lady.
Cancer.
You have cancer?
No, I am a cancer. I just want to know where I am and what I'm doing here.
I mean, striking out at inanimate objects is really quite childish. You should be able to realize that.
Make this fella think she was dead.
Hector shows up and uses a ruse.
So you wouldn't suck her blood out, you asshole.
And Regina rescues a couple of kids who are about to be killed.
What are you guys doing?
Hector and Sam show up. All the scientists are slowly turning into zombies as well. But everybody got out in time. The next day it rains and it washes all the dust away. Does that mean the threat has passed? I guess Reg and Hector are a family now with the kids.
We do not cross against the light. Are you nuts, Auntie Regina?
And out of nowhere, a guy shows
God,
up
I'm sorry, but you shouldn't cross against the light like that.
for Sam.
Hey, you guys are survivors too, huh? Yeah.
So she rides off with him. And that's pretty much how the movie ends. All right. Let's talk about Night of the Comet. It's a movie that I originally saw back in December of 1985. It was on cable. That's when it premiered that month. I remember that particular, I think the first weekend in December that year, I think the Monday after, there was a huge snowstorm on Sunday. I remember the Packers played the Buccaneers. A gigantic snowstorm hit us, and then school was called off Monday. So got an extra day, a 3-day weekend there. And I also remember that weekend because it was the first weekend that I moved my bedroom into a basement in our house, which I had my cool basement room. So I had an extra day to spend time there. And I also watched Night of the Comet that weekend, or perhaps that Monday. I'm not sure. But anyway, I digress. I had it on a beta tape with, I can't remember what else it was on, but it was a Scotch beta tape. I remember that. So anyway, the movie is kind of a science fiction-y thing, kind of a horror type thing. There's a comet that's passing. Apparently it hasn't passed by in like 65 million years. So there's talk about, the last time this thing passed, it wiped out the dinosaurs. Well, there's a girl, Catherine Mary Stewart, I think that's her name. She plays Sam. She ends up sleeping with her boyfriend at this movie theater inside of the steel facility or something like that. Her sister, played by Kelly Maroney, is at home, and her stepmom is having a comet party that night. But they get into a fight and they slap each other, and she ends up spending the night in like a shack outside their house, like a storage area. It was also made out of steel. The next morning, they both wake up and everybody's gone. All the citizens, they live in California, like the LA area. Everybody's gone. Instead, there's this red dust all over the place. So we're led to believe that this comet somehow came by and basically evaporated everybody, turned them into red dust. The only way these two survived was because they were inside of a steel facility of some sort, which protected them. Well, they hook up with each other. They find each other. There's a few other people wandering around, though, that are like zombies, and they kill you. They've been exposed to the comet, but they haven't quite fully evaporated yet or turned to dust yet, so they're outside just killing people. So the two sisters are, they end up finding each other. They don't know what to do. They find out the radio station is still on, so they go down to the radio station, but they find out that it's on autopilot, so there's nobody there. And they run into Hector, played by Robert Beltran. You might remember him from Star Trek Voyager. He played Chakotay. He survived because he spent the night in the back of his truck, which was also steel, and so he was protected there. Well, they find out there's some scientists who are doing something and trying to find a cure or whatever. So they try to find their way to these scientists. There's a few rogue people all around too. In fact, at one time they go to a department store and they basically raid the place and try to steal stuff since, why not? Nobody else is around. They run into some punks there and they're eventually rescued from these punks by the scientist people. They bring them back to this lab and the scientists are supposed to kill the survivors here, I guess. And Mary Warnoff, who's one of them, pretends to kill Kelly Maroney's character, but instead just gave her a sedative, knocked her out. Instead, she kills the other scientist there. Eventually, Robert Beltran comes. The three of them manage to get out of there. They're all fine. They're rescued and whatever else. And they leave, and apparently the cloud that had been over us is like clearing up now. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen next. The movie ends with them being in pretty much a barren land. They did find two kids that they rescued also in this facility. So like Robert Beltran, Sam, and these two kids are kind of going to be like a family. At the end of this movie, Kelly Maroney almost gets run over by a car with this hot guy in it. So she decides to run off with him. So that's it. As far as we know, there's 6 survivors in this world. I don't know, but that's how the movie ends. But the movie itself is, relatively entertaining. I always thought it was kind of a cool movie. Yeah, it's probably geared more towards teenagers, I guess, but it was kind of fun. I don't know what else to tell you about it. It's kind of just a very 80s movie. Now, Scream Factory put out this Blu-ray a while back. I've had it for, I don't know, at least 5 years or so. It's got some audio commentary with Kelly Maroney, Catherine Mary Stewart, and Mary Warnoff. Some other good stuff, too. So there you go. Anyway, Night of the Comet, I don't know what else to tell you about it, but yeah, it's a decent film. It's just a fun little 80s watch and just very nostalgic for me as well. It just always takes me back to that weekend in December of 1985. So check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about Night of the Comet. Watch it. Bye.